Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Woo! My boy's about to get real racist with it. Hold on now, partner. Before we move on back to goddamn Tom Cotton, okay, let me tell you a thing or two. Okay, so we're going to talk about Tom Cotton being insanely racist once again. He's like, Tom Cotton hit the, what kind of Asian are you? Wrong answer, it's Chinese. He literally did that, okay, which is so insane that this person is like in Congress, okay, in Congress. He said, I don't care what kind of Asian you are, you're literally Chinese. Not even are you Chinese or Japanese? He said, nope, you're Chinese. You're Chinese to me, brother. Fuck you. It's more like, what kind of Chinese are you? There's only four types of people, okay? Chinese, Mexican, black, American. And when I say American, I'm talking about white people, okay? That's it. There ain't nothing else. And you don't look Mexican to me, so you must be Chinese. Arabs are Mexican. We categorize Arabs under the banner of Mexican, okay? And sometimes white, which is very scary. Very scary stuff. Some of them Arabs can hide as white people, okay? Anyway, here, let's look at the difference between TikTok and Douyin before we move on back to him being him being like, I don't care that you're from Singapore. What kind of Chinese are you?
Here are the key differences between our version of TikTok here in the US that we all know and the Chinese version called Douyin that you can only access in China. So if you're a child in China who wants to go on Douyin or TikTok, you can only go on the app for 40 minutes a day maximum. And that's not a setting that you can change, it's forced. And they'll only be shown videos about knowledge or science, math, patriotism. Any piece of content that is made in any other country cannot be shown on Douyin. So with all this different content comes different trending artists and trending songs. And it's really hard for an artist to blow up on TikTok and simultaneously Douyin. But this singer right here, Ari Abdul, may be the first artist to have a #1 song on Douyin and then TikTok. Her song, Baby Doll, that was the first song she ever wrote, has over 2 million plays on Douyin. And it's been the #1 song. The sound is being used for romantic videos, transitions, fan edits. So it'll be very interesting to see just how much Baby Doll can take off on worldwide TikTok after it's a major...
We have a unique circumstance here. Is she Chinese or Mexican? I'm confused. I don't know how to be racist towards her. She's on the Chinese app, but she got a last name Abdul, which, as I said earlier, is Arab, which I said earlier, it means she's Mexican. I don't get it. Abdul, them Chinese are bringing in Hamas over the border with their music like Abdul.
Major success on Douyin.
I'm confused. Dog, I got the window open. Everyone thinks I'm racist now. Yeah, God, this is why, Republicans have so much more fun. Okay, because they're so dumb. They live in like the dumbest timeline, and they are so stupid and so silly, and they have so much fun. They would have more fun if they weren't terrified all the time, I guess. It's just the one thing that stops them from actually having fun is just how scared they are all the time. Her father is Palestinian. We knew it. I told you. Abdul.
I think they then had a lawsuit and it was overturned. I can't remember the details.
It's another company. The Biden administration that reversed those sanctions, just like, by the way, they reversed the terrorist designation on the Houthis in Yemen. How's that working out for them? But it was sanctioned as a Chinese communist military company. So you said today, as you often say, that you live in Singapore. Of what nation are you a citizen?
Singapore.
Are you a citizen of any other nation?
No, Senator.
Have you ever applied for Chinese citizenship?
Senator, I served my nation in Singapore. No, I did not.
Do you have a Singaporean passport?
Yes, and I served my military for two and a half years in Singapore.
Do you have any other passports from any other nations?
No, Senator.
He's like, what do you mean? You look Chinese to me. What the fuck do you mean? What is Singapore. What the hell kind of Chinese is that? You look Chinese, you sound Chinese, your name Chinese. Is Singapore in China? What part of China is Singapore from? Tell me now. Why are you hiding the truth about Singapore? He's literally like, I don't believe you. You're Chinese. What the fuck? It's so stupid. It's so dumb. What are you doing? You look Chinese to me. You can't fool me. You can't catch a fast one off. Can't let this one slip, boys. We got them.
Your wife is an American citizen. Your children are American citizens.
That's correct.
Have you ever applied for American citizenship?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you, you won't be getting it. Because you're Chinese.
Have you ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
Why would he? How? What are you saying? It's a brick wall, dude. Nothing. He's not registering anything. Okay? It's like the old King of the Hill bit with like the Laotian neighbors moving next door, but like so much more racist. Okay? Yeah, it's like.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
I live in California last 20 years, but first come from Laos.
Huh?
Laos. We Laotian.
The ocean? What ocean?
We are Laotian. From Laos, stupid. It's a landlocked country in Southeast Asia. It's between Vietnam and Thailand, okay? Population 4.7 million.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
Now, that's funny and cute. Tom Cotton, on the other hand, is extra racist. Okay? He's extra racist. He even shaved off the Japanese part. He's like, Japanese, they're also Chinese. All right? There are allies, but they're Chinese still.
Party?
No, Senator. Again, I'm
Okay.
Singaporean.
Let me ask you some hopefully simple questions. You said earlier, in response to a question, that what happened at Tiananmen Square in June of 1989 was a massive protest. Did anything else happen in Tiananmen Square?
He's so Reddit. He's so Reddit. He's like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, guess what? This is how we found out you're Chinese right here. Oh, dude, this is so sick. Yeah. There are island Chinese allies like Taiwan, also Chinese. Well, they're literally okay. That one does make sense. Taiwan and Nippon Desu, both Chinese of island variety, both are friends and allies. Okay. Still don't trust them though, because they're still Chinese.
Yes, I think it's well documented. There was a massacre.
There was an indiscriminate slaughter of hundreds or thousands of Chinese citizens. Do you agree with the...
Tell me more. How many? How many did you kill at the Tiananmen Square? How many Chinese people did you kill personally? You were on that tank, weren't you? Tell me now. You marched that tank, didn't you? It's well documented. You personally did it.
The Trump administration and the Biden administration that the Chinese government is committing genocide against the Uyghur people?
Senator, I've said this before. I think it's really important that anyone who cares about this topic or any topic can freely express themselves on TikTok.
It's a very simple question that unites both parties in our country and government.
Alarm bells in everybody's heads, by the way, should be ringing at this point. He said he did military service for 2 years. Part of the... Yeah, military service for what? Singapore mandatory service? More like Singapore part of China. That's right. Tom Cotton talking about Muslims is so funny because it's like, we know his ass don't give a shit.
Around the world, is the Chinese government committing genocide against the Uyghur people?
Senator, anyone, including, you can come into TikTok and talk about this topic
I'm asking you,
or any topic that matters to you.
You are a worldly, cosmopolitan, well-educated man who's expressed many opinions on many topics. Is the Chinese government committing genocide against...
Oh, finish your alarm bell point? Yeah, I mean, dude, it should ring alarm bells in your head when like someone like Tom Cotton's talking about like genocide currently, ongoing genocide against like a Muslim population, and he's not talking about Palestine. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's just a talking point. That's it. Okay, it's just a talking point.
Well-educated man who's expressed many opinions on many topics. Is the Chinese government committing genocide against the Uyghur people?
Actually, Senator, I talk mainly about my company, and I'm here to talk about what TikTok does.
Yes or no? You're here to give testimony that's truthful and honest and complete.
Is this old? Didn't they already do this? No. Tom Cotton had done this to him before, but he's doing it again.
Let me ask you this. Joe Biden last year said that Xi Jinping was a dictator. Do you agree with Joe Biden? Is Xi Jinping a dictator?
Senator, I'm not going to comment on any world leaders.
What?
He's obviously a communist because he's from Singapore, and not Rich. True, brother. It's one of my favorite types of racism. It's like, oh, it's time to answer for the crimes of like what I associate China with. You look Chinese enough. Come on, go ahead. You know what I mean? It's just like, guys, pure unadulterated racism. Okay, you are there specifically as the CEO of TikTok. It would be like if you were talking to Mark Zuckerberg about like made up shit that you came up with, like Jewish crimes or something, because, well, you're Jewish. Tell me about Jewish crimes. Did you build the Chabad tunnels in Brooklyn? Tell me now. Okay, it's just so dumb. It's so insanely stupid. It's like, yeah, tell me about them Jewish space lasers, Mark Zuckerberg. That's right. Like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? It's like if people ask you to condemn the Armenian genocide, but if you're Greek instead, yeah, it's like, well, you know, you're Turkish enough. And for the record, I do get this all the time, so I am very experienced about this all the time. But it's just like it's a way to just like stop the conversation dead in its tracks and take it into a direction that is like entirely irrelevant. Now, I know people will jump on this and turn around and say things along the lines of like, well, technically this is about like Chinese surveillance. No, it's not. It's about children and protecting children. Okay. And secondly, in that line of questioning, you could give all the smoke to TikTok. You could be like, why is the Chinese equivalent Douyin significantly more regulated as far as what it shows children? That's a question that actually is relevant. Like, that makes sense. It's right. It is directly involved with the actual mechanisms of control with an equivalent product in China. Like, it makes no sense. Yeah, but Shu would just flip that on Western regulations or whatever. No, I know. It's all an optics conversation, and even the optics on that front for Tom Cotton are not exactly good, because it's just him being racist. Like, he's not even doing a decent enough job with the optics side. And then he went on to Fox News to talk about his big dub over the Chinese man that he destroyed.
Heads of all of these technology companies, including Mark Zuckerberg, some very powerful moments from all of this. This is an exchange that you had with the CEO of TikTok a short time ago. Let's play this.
Have you ever?
At least you're Turkish, so it makes a bit of sense in terms of racist logic. Asking a Singaporean guy to comment on China makes as much sense as asking an Italian about the Armenian genocide. Yeah, it's like, it's just so stupid. There is no reason to talk about any of those things at this hearing. Okay? To be fair, if I was going to make a racist sounding guy, I'd name him Tom Cotton. True.
Ever been a member of the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, I'm Singaporean. No.
Have you ever been associated or affiliated with the Chinese Communist Party?
No, Senator. Again, okay. I'm Singaporean.
What were you getting at there? It's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, it's like when people come up to me and they're like, "You must love Saddam Hussein." It's like, what? Wait, no. That's right. You love Saddam Hussein. Your name is Hasan, which is 1 degree removed from Hussein to begin with. Okay, tell me now. How long did you serve the Ba'athist Party? How long? Why did you not talk about your affiliation with the Ba'athist Party?
Singapore is obviously self-governed, has been since 1959. Do you have some kind of information on this TikTok
Oh my God, even the Fox News anchor is like, what are you doing?
CEO that we should be aware of?
Well, first off, he acknowledged that TikTok is under the control of a company that has its own internal Chinese Communist Party committee. He himself worked for a company before he went to TikTok and ByteDance that was sanctioned by the United States government as a Chinese communist-controlled military company. TikTok and its parent ByteDance answers to China. And of course, you can be affiliated with or associated with the Chinese Communist Party anywhere in the world. The Biden administration has many cases against...
Dude, at this point, like, most of the video game industry is also in the exact same vein owned by the Chinese, okay? Not to, like, give these guys any additional ideas, but, like, Tencent has a shit ton of ownership over a lot of the video game developers, publishers that we enjoy the product of, okay? Like, but, I mean, obviously, a lot of those guys are white, you know? Like, the guys on the American side are white, so it doesn't have that same smoke talking to a dude from fucking Iowa or whatever and being like, what kind of Chinese are you, boy? Is not going to work when the dude that you're talking to is like literally white. But the only reason why it hits here is because he's Asian. He's from Singapore, and Americans are stupid as fuck and incredibly racist. So they go, oh, he's really cooking him here, okay? The fuck do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? It's like fucking talking to Kotick, okay? Or not Activision Blizzard. I guess, is Activision Blizzard also owned by Tencent? But it's like looking at the Riot CEO and being like, all right, how long have you served Mao Zedong? That's right. How long have you served in the Maoist army? The Maoist guerrilla force. Activision is Microsoft. No, that's why I said Riot. Riot, owned by Tencent. It's like asking a Mexican about Canadian war crimes. Yeah, it's just so fucking stupid. Oh, yeah. All right.
American citizens who have been collaborating with and working on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party. Singapore, unfortunately, is one of the places in the world that has the highest degree of infiltration and influence by the Chinese Communist Party. So Mr. Chu has a lot to answer for what his app is doing in America and why it's doing it.
So you feel that you were justified in the line of questioning, and I'll just ask you again.
This is so funny. It's always the same. It's always the same line of it's the same logical leap every time. It's always the same post hoc rationalization for why he was being racist, okay? Yeah, that's right. It's because he looks Chinese. He's working for a Chinese app, which is why it's perfectly in line with this line of questioning. It's like, what are you saying? You shouldn't even do this if he was Chinese, for the record. Like, what are we talking about? The idea that every single Chinese American, okay, or even like a regular old Chinese guy who's not even an American citizen yet, but has an American wife and American children, is like secretly an agent of China is an insane approach. You cannot do that. That is an insane thing to do. It's literally, last time we did this, we put Japanese people in concentration camps in this fucking country. What the fuck are you doing? And it feels like I'm losing my mind because like everyone is so anti-China that this is like perfectly valid, right? At least to a varying degree. People will rush to make these judgments and we'll go, I don't really like Tom Cotton, but like he's kind of spitting here. Like liberals do similar things like this.